when you feel stressed out or in pain or worried or whatever it is, doesn't matter what it is, angry, upset, doesn't matter what it is, breathe.
Pain management.
That's pain management is probably one of the best things you can do. So first thing we're going to talk about, Tracy's going to lie on her back, and we're going to talk about diaphragmatic breathing. Diaphragm coming just below your ribs. So I'm going to have Tracy bend up both of her knees because it's better for the low back. I'm going to have her put her hands on her belly, and actually everyone can do this in your chair. So I'm going to take the hands, put them on your belly. And when we think about the belly, when we're talking about breathing, and everything we're going to talk about today is we want to learn how to, like if I said, stand on one leg, I want you to focus in on one leg, you don't have to lift up your arm at the same time. So we want to do one thing. So one thing means when we breathe from your belly, you shouldn't feel it in your back, you shouldn't feel it in your pelvis, you shouldn't feel it in your big toe. We want to just feel it in our belly. So I'm going to put my hand on Tracy's hands, and she's going to take a deep breath in, and her belly, just her belly is going to rise. So deep breath in, watch her belly rises, goes back down, she empties out her belly. So take a deep breath in through your nose, exhale through your mouth, belly goes back down. Deep breath in, and deep breath out. Cool, simple as that. Now what does that do? That's actually one of the best exercises to activate your deep core, which when your body's in the right position, when we activate the core, that allows the spine to stay in the right position. And that's what's going to help you actually move. So that's the first one. So when you're sitting here, it's just let your belly come out, let your belly come in. And again, everything else should be relaxed. You should feel no tightness anywhere else. The next one is the transverse abdominis, one of the big three, the belly button. So you're going to pull your belly button. So picture there's a rope behind your back, and someone's trying to pull your belly button towards your back. So it's like you're sucking your gut in. Okay? So you're going to pull your belly button in just a little bit, like you're bracing in case someone was just going to go give you a shot. Pull your belly in, and I want you to breathe behind that activation. So we're not holding our breath in rigid, I can still breathe while my belly button's pulled in. Does anyone have any back pain when you get out of bed? Like sitting up? Cool. A really simple trick, before you get out of bed, pull your belly button in and get up, and you'll be able to do it. It's wild. Because all we're doing is activating the core, because it's usually some unsteadiness in the spine or a lack of core strength that causes that to happen. So that's so we got the belly pulled in, we have the breathing, then we have, again, this is one of the big three, is a ball. So we're going to put the ball between our inner thighs as close to your groin as possible. I know the picture shows it at the knees. I like to put it closer to the groin because we want to get the deep muscles, but it actually gets the pelvic floor as well. So, and everything we're showing stacks on the next. So she has her belly pulled in, she's breathing, now she's going to hold the ball, she's going to hold it for 5 seconds. Now we're starting to develop some endurance. Now, why would this be important to have endurance in your spine? What are some things that you would want to be able to do, like say around your house? Yeah, vacuum, right? Picking up something, laundry, up and down stairs. If you pull your belly in when you're carrying something and it's close to you, that's something we talked about the back one, and it's close to you, you're going to be a lot more secure. If you relax your spine, your core's not engaged, you're starting to get tired, and then that's when we get pain. Any questions about those three so far? Okay, so now the next one, thank you. The next one, Tracy's going to straighten out her left leg.
Left, right.
Right, and so you can take like a towel, anything like that, and we're going to put it underneath the knee. So we talked about the quad muscle, the muscle on the front of your thigh. We're going to put a towel underneath her knee. Again, what's the first thing she's doing?
Breathing.
Yeah, breathing all the time, keeping her belly pulled in. With everything we do in here, whether we're working the neck, it doesn't matter, we're always keeping our core engaged. Belly's engaged, she's breathing. Now she's going to tighten up her thigh, and she's going to push it down into the towel. So you can see the front of her thigh. You see that? She just tightened it up there. And relax. And all these exercises, you can do 10. It's like if you haven't walked in a couple months, but you don't wanna go walk 2 miles, you wanna walk to the mailbox and back, see how you feel. And then you wanna progress to there. So we can just start off with 10, with 10 of them, nice easy numbers. Next one is gonna be a straight leg raise. So again, you're gonna keep it straight, belly's engaged, she's breathing, tightening up the quad. With that, now she's gonna lift up the leg, and she's gonna lift it up right to the other one. And she's gonna hold it for a couple seconds, pause, and right back down. So that's the quad, and that's the straight leg raise. Then, we're gonna use, so you can bend up both knees. So you can use a belt for this, or we have something called a Pilates ring. So the Pilates ring, has anyone ever seen one of these? Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pilates is it's fantastic. So we're gonna put both feet through. Now, if you don't have a Pilates ring, you can just use a belt. Just use a belt tied up. We're gonna show you a clamshell later on. I'd rather this not be a band. I don't want it to give. I want it to have an endpoint. So again, belly's engaged, breathing. Now she's gonna push apart. So this is gonna work the glutes, but it's also gonna work the side of the hip muscles. Again, hold it for 5 seconds, a couple of those reps. And so I'm gonna have her, the next one, she's gonna lie on her stomach, and we're gonna put the pillow underneath her hips. And her stomach. Now, if someone has does anyone have back pain lying on their stomach? Okay, so it's usually because it could be your hip flexors are too tight, or it could be your back can't go into extension. So that's why Tracy has a pillow underneath her hips. This will make it more comfortable. If this still isn't good, you just want to build up the pillow a little bit. So then this is the glutes, again, one of the big 3. So you're gonna notice, I want her back relaxed, same thing when we did the belly. Her back relaxed and her legs relaxed. So she's gonna squeeze her butt muscle, and you're gonna see just a little bit, right? Again, hold it for 5 seconds, relax. These exercises, you do these every day, a couple times a day. They're so simple. These are foundation exercises that, of course, we advance these, but this is, again, finding the road back. This is where we want to start. So that's the glute squeeze, and then you're gonna line your side face away from me, please. And now we're gonna work on the clamshell. So we have a band over here. And we're gonna put the band around her knees. Is that on here? So,
Yes.
okay. And so then the clamshell, now, like we talked about, I threw this one in there because we still wanna work the smaller 3. We still wanna work them. We just wanna have the bigger ones doing most of the work. We still need to make them strong. So again, what you're gonna do, pull the belly in, she's gonna breathe, she's gonna squeeze the glute, then she's gonna lift up, she's gonna pause, and back down. If someone has any hip pain or back pain with us, well, then we wouldn't use the band. We would just do the exercise without that. Once you get stronger, then we would use that. Yeah, yes, yep. Yeah, so her feet are together, thank you for asking. So, and you'll notice, she's such a good student. She's in straight alignment with her spine. What we don't want is we don't want to like curve in and bend in like that, because what is she doing? She's decreasing the strength for her body to work. All right. Thank you so much, Teresa. All right, does anyone have any questions about those?
Yeah, I do, just one, you said that you wanted to use a belt on the hook line?
Correct.
Right, and you don't wanna use a strap, like an elastic strap, right?
So the first one is, so we want to start with the belt first.
Yeah.
Once you feel pretty good at it, then we can go to using the band after you get some more strength. That's a great
Okay.
question, yep, awesome question. All right. And then this leads to the next step would be, so we talk about a hip hinge, where we're gonna squat. Hip hinges, we stick the butt back when we're going. So this is a knee bend. A knee bend is that. You never wanna do that. Can everyone see that? Don't ever do this. That's a knee bend. You ask anyone to squat, they go, yeah, I can squat, and my knees go, oh, okay. So that's why we do the activation exercise like Tracy talked about. And a hip hinge is we're just hinging, it's like we're sticking our butt back. So that's a hip hinge. Like that, and then a squat, hip hinge turns into a squat. Why is that important? Just getting out of the chair, toilet seat, getting into your car, getting out of your car, getting out of a chair. So that's what that leads to. And then the reverse lunge, a lunge is when we step back, this is, I gotta tie my shoe. This is, I gotta get underneath the cover. This is, I gotta reach under the bed because the cat's under there and won't come out. So that's what that leads into when we get the basics down. And how to make those changes for the next 6 months? Just to be aware of your posture. You wanna keep your spine healthy. You wanna have, we can do, again, self-care. Self-care is the big thing. You wanna reach out to your healthcare team, whoever that is, and go see them. Core activation routine, which is, this is gonna be some of the stuff we talked about. Daily exercise routine with cardio weights. Has anyone ever heard of you here, water's important?
No.
Yeah, so my friend Todd over here, we're always going back, a friend of ours is a chiropractor, we go back and forth, and, so occasionally we get some memes going back and forth about hydration, a lot of fun. So water is really important. Water is super important. And just to be consistent and reach out to us anytime.